The communities were rivals, and there was a lot of mixed emotions about it. But the strong part about it was that we really had a strong administration. Mr. Hargraves was the superintendent, and Mr. D was the principal, and at that time really had a very good Board of Education.
I thought the people did really well. The students did really well. It's always difficult for someone who's done the same old thing for many years, but the students did very well.
So it was quite an undertaking just to get everything organized. We had to buy all new uniforms, every sport. So football, basketball, wrestling, junior high, everything had to be new. The first year we was consolidated, the kids still went to their own high school. And one of the coaches had to get a bus driver's license out at Rutland, Mr. Bentley, and he brought the Rutland kids in to practice at Middleport. Mr. Taylor, he was teaching at Pomeroy, and he got the bus driver's license, and he brought Pomeroy down to Middleport, and we all met down there and practiced. So every school contributed to the football team pretty much equally.
I think that made them more competitive that first year, because all three schools wanted to do well, and they did very well together.
And we got to going, we got to winning. And so then we come up with a tremendous following. Like the other schools called us the Meigs mob, and it got to be the fact that they hoped for good weather, when we were coming to their place, because he said that makes our year money-wise. We outdrew the home teams.
Being a Meigs Marauder would be supporting everything that the school stands for, from the athletic teams to the academics to other clubs and the band and all of those different things that students can be involved in at Meigs that make school fun.
The thing that sticks out most in my mind about the band is a few years ago we were invited to be one of the bands that represented the state of Ohio in the National Memorial Day Parade. And when we lined up on the mall area there, and when we turned the corner, it was where the TV cameras were. And the announcer announced Meigs High School from the great state of Ohio. And that was the single most memorable moment I think I had at the high school. It was very special. I didn't intend to stay. I came here looking for a one-year job, to pay my bills. That this community here, this Meigs community, nice people, salt of the earth, accepting, welcoming, and all of a sudden 1 year turned into 2, the band grew. 2 years turned into 3, the band grew. 4 years, 5 years, and suddenly it's 30 years. And you go, wow, what happened? And I love it there, though. I would not change or trade my 30 years for anything.
Typical Meigs High School student, just a regular old kid that's there for an education, just down-to-earth kids. A lot of extremely talented kids went through Meigs High School.
You can just go back through the yearbooks and find kids and think about where they are now and be really proud of that.
I was fortunate in all the years that I've been there. The students are pretty respectful and polite. The majority of the kids that were there, really, if you set out what you wanted them to do, they would do it and were respectful.
It was a family, it really was. The teachers all got together and it was really a lot of fun. We watched each other's kids grow up and you could always count on each other, and it was your school. You had ownership of it. It wasn't just a job.
I I came because there was a job. I didn't know whether I'd stay or not. That was the first job I got. I tease people, I'm in the same room that I started in. I've never even switched rooms. Room 215 on the corner, that's the only room I've ever taught in my whole life. So it's 35 years in that room. It became home.
It's where my memories are. For me, it's where everything I've ever experienced has basically happened. And I've been other places and I've visited other places, but for me, this is home.
We're not a wealthy district. We don't have a lot of the extra things that other school districts might have. But I think that we have always made do with what we've had and made the best of it and turned out some really, really, really fine people.
We look out for each other. That's what we do. That's what living in a small community gives you, is that feeling of community, that we all have to help each other out, not count on somebody else.
It's when you can help someone, and that's when I'm happiest.
Maybe it's cliche, and I don't want it to sound too cliche, but there are people there that would definitely have your back. If you needed something, students, their parents, they would have your back. Over the years, they sure would. So I would say it has that sense.
It's very rewarding because, like, now I remember more so the wins and the losses was the relationship I still have with former players. And the relationship I had with those kids, I still have. They'll come out to the house and see me, when they're in town. And we have a lot of respect for each other. And, a lot of those, you're proud of them, and you hope you had some influence on them.
I take great pride in being from Meigs County, being from Meigs High School. I think it's important to instill that sense of pride so the next generation, the next group of kids, they understand that this is something special. This is a place for us. And this is ours, and we have to take care of it, and we have to take pride in it, because if we don't, where's it going to go? I mean, the way I see our position in the community is we're the future of the community. The future of the community comes into our building every single day. Where do you want to go as a community, and how can we help get you there? Because we're all there together. And we all need to be moving in the same direction.